r/AskReddit, what do you swear you saw, but don't have any proof of? My college friend swears during a night of bar hopping we saw Nirvana in a dive skater bar in July 1989 in Carbondale, IL. It's an urban legend now, but my friend swears we were there and only a dozen or so people were there. I so wish I could remember that. I saw an ivory-billed woodpecker in college. I'm not a bird enthusiast or anything, but I saw this giant woodpecker pecking weird and I watched it until it flew off. A day or two later I saw on the news that one had been spotted near my area, and that was a big deal because they were declared extinct in 1944. Did you happen to be in North Florida like the person above your comment? Haha. 2 back-to-back posts about seeing an ivory-billed woodpecker. A comet or something explode into a giant green fireball when I was a kid. Edit. In no way did I think a throwaway comment before class would get this much attention. Seems like a lot of yous have seen bolides or aliens. Nice, I've seen one do that in a meteor shower once. I know goddamn well I saw a zebra grazing in a pasture while visiting colleges in northern central Ohio. This was a good 15 years ago. There was for sure a zebra near Granville, Ohio, eastern central. Haven't seen it for a while though. I once saw an elephant along a 4-lane highway in New Jersey. Back in the early 90s, I had to turn around because my BF, now husband, didn't believe me. It turns out there was a traveling circus hidden from view and the elephants were grazing and having a little outdoor time. Kathy Bates. I was working the closing shift at a Publix in Atlanta as a bagger and I swear I saw her start to leave. I went up and went, "Excuse me, did you know you look like Dash?" The woman interrupted and went, "Kathy Bates." "Yes, I know." Then she smiled and walked out of the store. This is wild. My aunt kind of resembles Kathy Bates and has admitted to me that every now and again people will recognize her, and she will just roll with it. I don't think she lives in Publix territory though. I saw a fox chasing a turkey on a hot summer day. They both tired out and stopped running at the same time and laid down to rest. Then they got up to continue the chase after about a minute. Some absolute cartoon nonsense that I swear happened, but I wouldn't believe me either. An ocelot behind a North Carolina dumpster and a zebra running in a ditch on I-40. Also in North Carolina. I believe you. Near my parents, the neighbor down the road called and swore he saw an emu running around. This is in the middle of winter in rural Minnesota. Turns out an emu escaped from some animal rescue in the area. A corpse in a ditch on the side of the road. I was a kid, told my parents as we drove by, and they got mad at me for having such a morbid imagination. Oh, that's sad. An unsolved murder in the area I grew up in was discovered when some kids on a school bus saw her body in the ditch as they drove by. Thank goodness the bus driver believed them. I'm sorry your parents didn't believe you. That's some trauma. Some kind of ape thing that ran out of a house, shook its butt and then ran back in a house. But the doors were closed, it never opened the door, just ran right through it both times. Crazy thing is, I was like 13 and my 12-year-old cousin was with me and we still talk about it to this day. We saw the same exact thing. I'm 32 and he's 31. Me and a buddy were laying on some playground equipment after a night of drinking when both of us at the same time go, "What's that?" There was a light up in the sky about twice as bright as the stars around it, staying still in the sky, that we hadn't noticed before. Suddenly it picks up speed, goes from directly overhead to over the horizon in about 5 seconds. A few times now, while stargazing, one of the stars will just zip right off somewhere. It's kind of funny, like, oh, well, that wasn't a star. I swear I saw a man walk backwards up a hill and disappear. He went out of my line of sight as he walked behind a tree and never came out the other side. I checked the tree and everything, it scared the crap out of me. This one oddly scared me those most. Very creepy. I swear I saw a cougar walking down the side of the road on my way home from my girlfriend's outside town at like 3 a.m. once. On the same vein, I once saw 3 fat as fuck wild turkeys cluck across our backyard in marching order, one right after the other. The kicker? It happened on Thanksgiving Day. My mom saw a mountain lion in the middle of the night in Wichita, Kansas when she opened the front door because she heard a woman screaming like she was being raped. Turns out it was the mountain lion she was hearing, and it was facing off with the biggest tomcat that lived on our street. She said she doesn't care what anyone says, there are mountain lions in Kansas. LOL. An absolutely colossal earthworm. It must have been 4 inches in diameter. I was just a kid and was coming out of my front lawn. I panicked and stomped the ground to scare it away and it worked, and every day I have regretted it since because I have absolutely no proof of this giant fucking monster living in my front yard. Australia has a giant earthworm that can grow to 3 meters, 9.8 feet, in length. When its body compresses, it can get really wide. Maybe Canada has something similar? I was doing laundry and after opening the door to take the clothes from the washer a live grasshopper flew out and hit me in the chest. It scared the shit out of me because it was so unexpected. A grasshopper somehow got into my laundry, survived the entire wash cycle, and had enough life in him to jump out and hit me. I threw him back outside. I joke and say he's immortal. He's probably still out there somewhere. Good thing you freed him, he'll owe you a favor in your darkest hour. Ball lightning. Back when I was a kid, I remember my mom telling a story about how she saw a ball of lightning roll across the backyard when she was a kid and nobody ever believed her. Had some unexplainable moment when I was a child where I was playing a soccer game and was behind everyone. Suddenly my vision spun and I found myself in front of the goal with the soccer ball at my feet. I didn't feel sick or anything. Took the shot and made it. This happened in a World Cup match for a French player. He literally had no idea he scored. You can watch it on YouTube. 98 final I believe. Thunder snow. In college we had team workouts at 5:30 a.m. during the winter. When we emerged from our dorms we were greeted by an absolutely insane lightning display combined with driving snow. The walk across campus was absolutely insane, like something from the day after tomorrow. When we finished the workout around 7, it had warmed up and had changed to rain and everything had melted. There were 25 guys on the roster and we all know what we saw, but none of our friends believed us. Sitting at the campsite and a beaver walks out of the lake, like on its hind legs, and proceeds to walk like this through the campsite and into the woods like it's on its way to Pooh's house or whatever. Just strolling. I've seen it a couple of times. It's rare, but it definitely happens. I swear in Pokemon Red one time I used Splash, it actually did a single point of damage. There was actually a rare glitch that would cause the game to read Splash as a different attack and do damage. I saw a 3-eared rabbit and I have photos. People still don't believe me and think they are fake. 3 ears, Link. Believable. People are born with extra fingers and toes, so why not a rabbit with more than 1 ear? Very cool. A mountain lion standing in tall grass next to a local highway in a suburban area in Kansas. A white rainbow, no color, just white, at nighttime in the middle of a field. An electrician sweeping. Pull the other one. Next you'll tell us all about the sober drywaller. The only time I touch a broom is to turn on power for the first time. I had a beaver do that while I was night fishing. Walked out of the water on its hind legs less than 6 feet from me. Dropped a load of mud on the sandbar. Turned around and walked back into water. Paid no attention to me at all. An albino bat in the Fun and Amp Games parking lot scared the hell out of me. Ghosts on the Gettysburg battlefield. For the longest time I chalked it up to reenactors and a wild imagination, until several years later, I was back at the park and visiting a bookstore. I overheard another customer telling the clerk the exact same story I had witnessed, down to some pretty specific details. Ghosts while in Gettysburg. Also a ghost walking down the stairs in our 19th century home in Kentucky. It was a woman in a lace white dress. He was just clocking out for lunch. Was living in Japan in a city called Miyazaki. Was watching TV around the Christmas season. Station was MRT. It was about 10 p.m. at night. There was a station ID break and it ended with a full screen large type message in English. Merry Christmas. Fuck you. This was 1993. OMG, hilarious. Nirvana in concert in a freaking gym in Bellingham, Washington in 1992. Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1,000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again. Reddit glitch out.